This, my friends, is 18th century Scottish philosopher David Hume. Aside from being one of the Enlightenment's biggest heartthrobs, a sex symbol really, David Hume was also one of the most influential philosophers, not just of his time, but with folks like me, being perhaps the father of modern skepticism. So, not just a pretty face. Nope. He had the big brain to go with those amazing glutes and abs. Dave was a philosopher, historian, writer, economist, and very few people know this, but a founding member of the Glitterati. His contributions to skepticism, empiricism, and naturalism are truly unrivaled. Sorry, Shermer. Dave is the guy who said this: "No testimony is sufficient to establish a miracle unless the testimony be of such a kind that its falsehood would be more miraculous than the fact which it endeavors to establish." 20th century heartthrob, astronomer, and astrophysicist Carl Sagan, the founder of Saganism, took Hume's statement and put it in a nice little bite-sized chunk, which I've said here on the channel at least 13.8 times. Could be more. It's come to be known as the Sagan Standard. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Simple, right? Dave had a short version too. A wise man proportions his belief to the evidence. These ideas are not controversial. We all use them every day. If I tell you that I recently bought a Nissan Sentra, for instance, you'll simply believe me. Why not, right? It's a common car. We see it on the road every single day. But if I tell you that I just bought a Bugatti Divo for $5.4 million, you're going to need to see that thing. At which point you'll head immediately over to my Patreon and cancel your support for the channel. And rightly so. I've never imagined anyone having a problem with the Sagan Standard. And then I was watching my buddy, the comic skeptic, interview Low-Bar Bill, Christian apologist ordinaire William Lane Craig, who said this:
"This commonsensical slogan that extraordinary events require extraordinary evidence, I think, is demonstrably false. It misunderstands the probability calculus. Events which are extraordinary and therefore highly improbable relative to the background evidence can nevertheless turn out to be highly probable if the evidence on the hypothesis is much more probable than the evidence would be if the hypothesis were false." And so it's just, I think, demonstrably wrong to mouth this slogan that extraordinary events require extraordinary evidence.
William Lane Craig says extraordinary claims don't demand extraordinary evidence? Well, jumpin' Jehoshaphat, are you as shocked as I am? Low-Bar Bill doesn't believe in the Sagan Standard? What? Hey, Bill, you're one of the world's leading Christian apologists. You didn't have to tell anyone you don't believe extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence. Of course you don't believe that. You believe a man literally, bodily, physically rose from the dead, breaking all the laws of physics and biology, based on nothing more than the anonymous, third-party hearsay testimony of non-eyewitnesses who lived in a world of ignorance and superstition, writing decades later in a language foreign to the original parties, the original copies of which have been entirely lost to history. Did you really think we didn't know? But Bill, saying it out loud like that, do you think that's a good idea? You might as well have said, "I don't think I need extraordinary evidence for the resurrection because I don't have any." That's the truth, isn't it? Of course, Bill has examples. 2 different examples he's given on different occasions for why one wouldn't need extraordinary evidence for an extraordinary claim. And that's what we'll look at next time. Until then, I'm me. Thanks for watching.